Following the 2008 downturn, many commercial real estate properties they were in financial trouble because of over-leveraging resulting from lax underwriting standards. Lenders made loans, they sliced and diced it, and then sold it to the market as credit-rated junk bonds. Rating agencies rubber-stamped it all, and we had the perfect storm. This process they used was securitization. The reason it's relevant is because securitization was the method dreamt up to solve the previous commercial real estate crisis, the savings and loan debacle. Struggling banks and their regulators came up with a way to get commercial real estate loans off the books without taking a significant hit. They packaged it as securities to non-real estate credit funds, and that made all the sense in the world. So how does that connect with what's going on today? Well, in the most recent banking crisis, the lenders were these securitization trusts. They had no liquidity requirements or FDIC oversight. As a result, they were able to hold on for a significant amount of time and squeeze every last dollar out of the market. Without compelling real estate investment opportunities, investors pounced on anything that was brought out to market. Lenders brought things to market at a trickle, and it resulted in overpaying, in bidding processes, and pushing commercial real estate prices up and seemingly back to health. But all this did was help the securitization bondholders. It didn't solve the problem. It did not remove obsolete properties from the system and did not adjust property values to where they should be. Let's fast forward to today. The challenges facing commercial real estate, they're not from lax underwriting standards. Lenders were good in getting debt leverage transferred over to equity. That's not the issue today. The issue was that the assumptions were wrong. So you got yourself a 75% LTV based on assumptions that just turned out not to be right. It was unforeseen, but market and tenant requirements have changed. Tenants want different types of properties, and nobody's accounted for the massive technological transformation and integration into commercial real estate, and many properties have lagged and they can't compete for tenants. Well, at least not without some type of optimization, repositioning, renovation, and generally a restructuring. Let's take the most obvious test case, retail. E-commerce has affected many retailers, and retail shopping centers, they've just suffered. If you listen to the media, you're out of hope. Unless you could somehow adapt a fantastical combination of blockchain, artificial intelligence, drone delivery, and by the way, get Amazon to turn into a brick and mortar tenant and put them in your shopping center, there's no way you could lease it up. That, my friends, that's incorrect. There are many tenants expanding today. But unlike before, when you were just a building in the right location, you actually have to provide compelling value. You need a strategy to adapt your property to the most modern of configurations. You need to change your property offering in that it competes versus other buildings in the market because we are overbuilt. A major challenge, however, is if you have a lender on your property, they're not just going to turn over, take a haircut, and say, oh, we'll cut your loan so it's worthwhile for you to invest in your property. Even if it makes sense for them to do that in the long run. They just don't think that way. At CPS, we have a vast amount of experience in negotiating with lenders, restructuring loans, at times discounted payoffs. And the reason we're successful is because we think and operate as commercial real estate owners or managers. And that's because we are. Everything we do is part of a strategy, a predetermined strategy. Before we even approach the lender, we first get our ducks in a row, making sure your exposure is reduced. Make sure that you have a turnaround plan that you could sell to the lender that's sound, proven, verified by third parties, and by reams of data. We make sure that when you make a proposal to the lender, it's viewed as a win to the lender and understood by them clearly as such. We then approach the lender with a case that cannot be doubted, and your chances of success are far better than they otherwise may have been. Now, suppose you're a limited partner, and you've invested with a sponsor who seems to not properly being able to address the obsolescence or decline in your property investment. However, you're not a real estate operator, and you're really unsure of what to do and how to resolve it. The good news is that we are operators. Our affiliate management company operates over 60 properties, and we've turned around and restructured many. We're able to assess, strategize, and implement the best way forward. We can participate in negotiations with the sponsor, and if it comes to it, advise counsel and litigation to make certain your investment is being handled in the best possible manner. Now, suppose you are a sponsor and you made an investment in a property, but you're really a novice. You know how to manage a stable property, but so long as you're getting your solid cash on cash and the dollars are coming in with long-term tenants, you're good to go. But what is, while you're collecting rent, you didn't realize the properties around you were modernizing and your asset was slowly declining and going towards obsolescence. Now it's a turnaround job. It's not a simple bookkeeping job. It's a robust property turnaround task that needs many disciplines and many talents. We can help. CPS is a team that specializes in property optimization, management, asset management, accounting, bookkeeping, development, leasing, marketing, and strategy. We all work together to position your property to compete. And by the time our job as crisis asset management is over, we leave you in a better position than where we found you. I hope you found this useful. And should you want to learn more about our company or our services or our track record, please visit www.caseps.com, caseps.com, or call us at 646-412-5888. 646-412-5888. We look forward to talking to you. Thank you.